So I got a question for you today. Why would you want to type in the same information multiple times? That is what I'm asking today when we are comparing Airtable to Google Sheets. What's awesome about Google Sheets is that it's free. You can use it if you have a Google account, and who doesn't have a Google account nowadays? But I keep getting asked by my clients, why should I consider Airtable when I already use Google Sheets in my business? Well, honestly, they're two really different things, even though they both hold data in columns and rows. And today we're going to discuss why it would be so awesome for you to look at databases early on in your business or when your business is starting to scale, so you have a great place to keep all of your information in one place and not have to repeatedly put in the same information over and over again. If this is your first time to my channel, hi, I am Anna of Anna's Simple Solutions. I love to talk about efficient small business operations utilizing ClickUp and Airtable as the central gear in your business to simplify and automate your systems. If you want to know more about what I do, please hit subscribe and hit the notification bell to make sure that you are notified when my videos come out. So let's get started, shall we? What are the 10 things on why a small business owner should use Airtable over Google Sheets? Now, before we start, I just want to clarify that I'm not saying that Airtable actually replaces Google Sheets for all situations. Airtable, because of what it is, has some very specific uses that are very, very useful to any business, which is why businesses like Nike and Netflix and I think IBM and a series of others all use Airtable in their business. Google Sheets and Excel has their place as well, but there are very different specific uses for them. So let's start off with reason number 1. Airtable is a database. It is not a spreadsheet. It is a database. What does a database really mean? Well, it means it holds a lot of information in tables that all relate to one another. So the information is structured and has rules for each data type and is systematic and can be made to follow systems that are in your business. So these are all explanations of databases. If I share my screen right here, you can see that what we have here is structured data. We're actually looking at a grouped view right now. But what it starts off as is this raw data, just columns and rows. And it is structured in such a way that some of these are drop-down fields, some of these are text fields, etc. And when these are in here this way, they can be utilized in other databases and other pieces of this database all over the place. This is just an example of my Executive Hub. There's a link to the Executive Hub down below that you can get and see how all of this hooks together. Reason number 2 that you should look at Airtable over Google Sheets. You only need to put information in one time in Airtable or in any database. How many times have you had to type the name of a client or their email address or something over and over and over because you can't find it when you need it, or it needs to be in several different places for you to get the information you need? Databases and Airtable is built in a way that you really only need to put it in there one time, and you can find it any other place that you need within the system. So here we have another look at our quick links within our Executive Hub. So if you look at the products and offers, you'll notice that there is this field here that says actual service offering. You can go down here and click on these, and these actually come from utilizing this little connector handle, whatever you want to call it. It gives you the information from the service product tab with the links to it, the current price, by the hour, etc. So that's an example of not having to put in information twice and being able to just pull it over from where it actually is. Item number 3. So one of the cool things about Airtable is that it has internal automations within the tool that can be utilized for a number of things. And automations have only gotten more and more robust as time goes on. So even though in some cases external tools such as Zapier, Integromat, or Make are needed, there is more and more available within Airtable itself that you don't need to look outside the tool in order to find those automations. They've actually just had a recent update So if you actually go in here and click automations, you can see there's all these triggers that are in here, and you can start things at a scheduled time or when a record is updated. So there is a multitude of automations that can be done, email sent, etc., within the Airtable tool, which actually there are a few that are available in the free version, which is something that Google Sheets really doesn't have. Item number 4. So Airtable is easy to understand. It has customizable colors and a simply designed interface. This is to not only make the data available in a very succinct way, but to make it really easy to understand what is where and how it works together. I've always hated the term pretty, meaning, oh, we're going to make it pretty. No, Airtable makes it much easier to understand quickly and efficiently, which is really what business is about. Let's be able to understand the information so we can make business decisions that help everyone within the company reach their goals. So that is one reason why I like to mention here in Airtable, you can see you can utilize different colors, different links, and very often I also utilize emoticons and things within there to help really pull them apart, and so information is understood extremely quickly. Item number 5. There are a large number of apps that actually work within Airtable, reducing the need to know code and can quickly create powerful visualizations, customer and client portals, and perform tasks quickly and easily. So we can go into extensions. And within here, there's a whole bunch of free extensions that can be added to your Airtable base. There's charts, there's pivot tables, almost anything that you can think of is available in here and is actually free. It also works with some of your favorite other applications such as Typeform, FormStack, etc. Great thing about Airtable is that it is very easily integrated with these other tools. Item number 6. One of the most awesome things about Airtable is that you can actually attach an image or a picture or a multiple things to the record itself. So for example, I'm going to go back to the Executive Hub here, and then I'm actually going to go to the Staff Team Directory. As you can see, you can add pictures of individuals that if you utilize a different view within Airtable, you can pull these out and be able to view as much information or as little information as possible, but also be able to view the images of the people within your company, almost like ID cards. You can also do this, I've seen it done a lot with social media posts, anything that has any graphics involved with it, or possibly even things done in different tools. That is something that cannot be done, at least not very Google Sheets, and is definitely an asset to this. Item number 8, collaboration. Airtable, I find, is extremely easy to collaborate on. Notably, Google Sheets can be collaborated on well, but what's great about Airtable is that multiple people can collaborate on the same spreadsheet, but not everyone has the ability to actually change things. Another asset to this is that the structure of each of the columns is automatically the same for every column. When I say automatically, when it's set up, it is set up to be a numeric field, a text field, a drop-down field. So there are rules that are already built into it that are hard to change, but much easier to change when you, by accident, of course, when you're in Google Sheets. All right, let's talk about number 9. This is one of my favorite pieces about Airtable, and that is the different views. Not everyone needs to see the same information at the same time. For example, here I have a view of the courses and notes, and you can actually look at it in different ways. In this way, it is organized by the course. It is all this one is organized by which ones have actually been purchased. This is a wish list of those that will be purchased. I have a note-taking gallery in here of being able to go in and actually take notes within each of the pieces here. And then, of course, we have what I call the raw data, which is everything out in the column and rows. This is all the same information. It's just filtered and viewed different ways depending on what I or the business owner wants to be able to look at that single point in time. It is possible to do similar things with Google Sheets, but it is much quicker and efficient with doing it within Airtable, as it is designed to be that way. And the 10th and final reason to look at Airtable and utilizing it in your business, along with Google Sheets, but maybe instead of Google Sheets in some aspects, is the interface piece of Google Sheets. So interface is basically a little piece of technology that sits on top of Airtable that can take all of the information within any specific Airtable table, for lack of a better word, that you have, and lay it out in a way that's easily understandable, a little bit different from the views that already exist within the spreadsheet itself. So this is really useful if you were a recruiting company and you had 6 to 10 candidates for the company you're recruiting for that you want the CEO or the whatever chief of operations, etc., to look at. You can actually set them up in here. You can have an image of them. You can have information laid out. My example here is for my VIP day, certain questionnaires that come in. This is how I look at them. And there is a plethora of information you can get just by clicking through here and looking at all of the information. Being able to see things this way is pretty phenomenal, and able to look at and make decisions based upon what you see. I was told by my lovely ops coordinator that we didn't have a number 7. I totally skipped it. This is the types of things you learn when you are doing YouTube for the first time. So I wanted to add my 2 cents and my number 7, or the end if you want to do it that way. The reasons why you should consider Airtable over Google Sheets or Excel. So one of the things as a busy mom and a busy person and not in front of my computer all the time is the ability to actually look at information in my spreadsheets or in my databases on my phone, or when I'm on the go, in the car, waiting to pick up the kids up from football practice or what have you. And one of the really great things about Airtable is they have a really, really good app for the phone that really helps organize and makes the information a very succinct way. So this is just an example. You can see all of the bases in there. And I'm going to click on my executive hub, and you can kind of see it even shows it in the view that you choose. So this is a gallery view. And then you can see all the information inside each record, which can be really helpful when you're on the go or doing other things. And you can see it in all sorts of different. So this is just a grid view and things like that. So really good to check out what that mobile view is and how nicely it is designed to be used on the go, which as busy entrepreneurs, it's extremely important. So that's my number 7 as my postscript to this video. Again, please click the like if this was a helpful video to you. Subscribe to see anything that comes out in the future, and I am really excited to see more of you. Thanks. So those are just 10 of the multiple reasons that Airtable and Google Sheets or Excel are very different, even though they satisfy some of the same criteria. And Google Sheets may seem to be a little bit easier to work with in some situations. The database format of Airtable is really essential for businesses that are hoping to scale and grow, to keep all of their information together, keep it governed, and I'm using a corporate term there, but what I mean is you keep it in a way that's really easily understandable and can be accessed and not changed by anyone. You got to guard your data because it is one of the most important parts about your business, other than the money piece and the profit that you make. So I really encourage you to let me know what you think. Let me know if you've looked into Airtable, if there was something you'd like me to dive in a little bit more within this channel. As I said, this is one of my first videos. I really enjoy sharing kind of the magic of tools that are out there that don't quite get the people looking at it the way that they're really supposed to. There is a lot of uses for this tool as well as ClickUp. I'm excited to share that with you in future episodes. So please subscribe. Please give your comments below, and I will see you next time.